This is a Saturday morning TV log from Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. Welcome to another Saturday morning TV log, and this time around it's Project G.ee.K.E.R brought to us by Sony. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. I'm Doyle, the Big D to you. This is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So this week's Saturday morning TV log is on probably one of the most rarely remembered and easily hard to find animated series, Project G.ee.K.E.R. It was produced by Columbia TriStar Television, which of course is Sony, because that's why I said Sony instead of that title, under Adelaide Productions. The series was created by Doug TenNapel, who of course created Earthworm Jim, and Doug Langdale, the developer of the Earthworm Jim animated series, which came out a year before this. Originally premiering on CBS in September of 1996, this show was a parody of the style, a show that parodied the style of action adventure toons. Project G.ee.K.E.R was set in the future. It was based around a genetic shapeshifter experiment known as Project G.ee.K.E.R, which was genokinetic research, who had been stolen by Lady Macbeth, a short-tempered cyborg with a bionic arm. Before the creator could finish programming, he needed to be a deadly and powerful weapon at the hands of the evil Mr. Moloch, head of Moloch Industries. But due to the lack of his final programming, G.ee.K.E.R, as they add two E's after the G and one E in between the K and the R, G.ee.K.E.R is left to be a totally random, permanently salivating, four-fingered klutz. He only occasionally manages to use his full powers to any full extent, a blessing and a threat to his friends and their enemies. Lady Macbeth, whom G.ee.K.E.R calls Becky, and her partner in crime, Noah, a baseball cap wearing intelligent T-Rex, must now prevent Moloch and G.ee.K.E.R's creator, Dr. Maston, from ever obtaining G.ee.K.E.R at all costs. Now then, like I said, I haven't seen this show in ages. This is a show that's easily probably one of the most difficult to find shows. It had been on physical. No, not it hadn't been on physical me. I'm sorry, I'm losing track here. Anyway, it's never been on physical media. It had been on streaming services a few years ago, like Hulu and Prime Video, but it's never been seen again. I can't even find it even on YouTube. Well, factually, I could find it on YouTube, but only its intro. Now, some episodes are on some big Saturday morning collections, but unfortunately, they are a mix, though. And they unfortunately use some other networks' commercial bumpers instead of the original network's bumpers for the show. You know what I'm saying? I tried, and I was not impressed with them doing that. Anyway, from what I could remember of Project G.ee.K.E.R, I am going to say this is easily another underrated and rare gem of 90s animation. The show is absolutely very fun and pretty cool and what have you. Now, I could be wrong though, but I do believe this was their, well, Sony's second animated series, but it'd be their third overall to be produced for CBS, because the first animated series they had on CBS by Sony was The Adventures of Hyperman, which that's another rare show. But their first show from Sony to come there was Beakman's World, which I have yet to talk about that. I'm sure everybody's familiar with that one. That show's very easy to find. Now then, the original music for this series was done by Sean Patterson, while its main theme was done by Terry Scott Taylor. Now, if you don't know who that I just checked. Sean Patterson was well known for writing Everything is Awesome for the Lego movie years later. Yes, that's right, you heard me correctly. He'd also go on to work on Nickelodeon's Kablam and Oh Yeah cartoons, as well as The X's, and El Tigre, The Adventures of May Rivera. He's also worked on Robot Chicken and The Adventures of Puss in Boots, as well as the underrated Disney Channel animated series Dave the Barbarian. Anyway, now despite the show only lasted a mere season with 13 episodes produced, because as CBS canceled all their Saturday morning schedule in '97 to stop their downward spiraling ratings, just because the FCC also rejected the network's attempt to classify the show as educational and informative. I'm not saying informational. That doesn't really make it much of a word. I'm calling it informative. Under that false strengthened requirements for children's programming. Yes, this came out from time the FCC kind of got in there. But anyway, and not only that, the Fox network was already becoming a big juggernaut and what have you, especially with the Power Rangers. And Kids WB had just now started making it, which that was the network that aired the Earthworm Jim animated series. Despite the show got canned, Tenable and Taylor were here, yes, who did the main theme for the series, collaborated on video games like The Neighborhood, Boombots, and Skull Monkeys. And then, almost a decade after this show premiered, they reunited for another rarely remembered tune, but I'm sure some of you may remember, the short-lived Nickelodeon tune Cat Scratch. Now, you could watch these on YouTube in some people's Saturday morning collections and why, but be careful though. They're using the wrong commercial bumpers and why, but they do show commercials from that time, however. This is why I just didn't feel like trying to find it anymore. So I wanted to get this show out of the way. I wanted y'all to see if y'all could remember this series and what have you. But I am going to say this show is just wow. Let me go ahead and give you a look at the characters. Here's a look at the logo along with the main cast. Here we have Noah, Lady Macbeth, and then of course there's G.ee.K.E.R. Well, pretty nerdy and geeky and what have you. You know what I'm saying? A little joke there. This is a little capture of Mr. Moloch, one of the villains of the show. Now, if you want to know the rest, find the show. But mind you, it's one of the most difficult and hard to find animated series out there, even on the net. So I wish you the best of luck in finding this. Seriously. Now, for our voice cast, we have Billy West, whom the following year would voice Slimer in Extreme Ghostbusters, the next series from Columbia TriStar. He voices G.ee.K.E.R. He'd also go on to voice Woody Woodpecker and several Looney Tunes characters. Voicing Lady Macbeth is Cree Summer, who you may remember best as the voice of Elmira Duff on Tiny Toon Adventures. And she'd also lent her voice to several other shows, most notably codenamed Kids Next Door. Let's see. Voicing Dr. Maston is Charles Adler, or Charlie Adler, also from Tiny Toon Adventures. He voiced Buster Bunny. He also voiced Paddington Bear in the Hanna-Barbera series of that name, as well as Tex Hex and Debbie Fuzz and other characters on Brave Star. And also, he would also voice the titular characters of Cartoon Network's Cow and Chicken and many other animated series. He also voiced the red guy on the show, too. Voicing Mr. Moloch is Jim Cummings, who, of course, you know best as the, voice of Winnie the Pooh at that time, and Tigger, and other Disney characters. Also from shows like Bonkers and Rescue Rangers. And, oh, believe me, the list goes on and on. He'd also go on to do the Extreme Ghostbusters theme song as well. And voicing Noah is, well, a real funny guy here. Give me a second. I'm trying to forgive me, everyone. I'm just gonna tell you who it is. It's Brad Garrett, whom that same year would start playing Robert Barone on CBS's hit sitcom Everybody Loves Raymond. He had recently lent his voice to several other cartoons before this, including Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling, where he voiced the Hulkster. He also lent his voice to tunes including the Transformers, the Real Ghostbusters. Let's see here, Goof Troop. Let's see, Eek the Cat, and Two Stupid Dogs, as well as the show that's going to be our next Saturday morning TV log, which I won't reveal until the end of the video. And there's lots of other voices you'll hear of Ed Gilbert, Jeff Bennett, Jason Marsden, and Kevin Michael Richardson. Oh yeah, and Michael Bell. So anyway, Project Geeker, I feel like this is an underrated show. I wish it could have found a new home and what have you after CBS had dropped it, but it could have had better luck on the UPN Net Kids block, or even Kids WB, or even the Fox Kids block, where it could have done much better, or or maybe in syndication. But anyway, that's Project Geeker for you. Best of luck of trying to find this show. This show is very underrated and probably rarely remembered. But hey, I'm I'm one of the few who do remember this show because I do remember watching this. So anyway, what did you think of Project Geeker? Have you ever seen this show before? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. And later tonight, I'll be bringing to you a spoiler-free review of Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scar Giver. So if you like this, consider checking out the Saturday morning TV logs of some of the shows I've actually talked about and what have you. In the upper left-hand corner is my one of my TV logs, and that was on Brave Star, which aired 5 days a week in syndication. Or you can go to the upper right-hand corner and see my Saturday morning TV log um, for another rarely remember a very underrated Saturday morning show CBS aired a few years prior, Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. Or if you would like, maybe go to the bottom left hand corner and see my my TV, well, not TV log, but my latest one of my last Do You Remember episodes, and it's on Extreme Ghostbusters. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe if you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., as well as the Saturday morning TV log, then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching, and next week's Saturday morning TV log is Where's Waldo? So until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.